All right, so question. If you could only wear one item for the rest of the year, well, one main item, I don't want you walking around half naked, what would it be? And what statement would you want to make? A lot of times when I'm talking to fellas about developing their personal style, they don't have any understanding of what statements that they want to make. And so they're arbitrarily going to buy all these random pieces that don't even reflect who they are or what they're about. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about how to pair one item, in this case, my blazer, with four different looks. And not only am I going to show you how these looks come together, we're going to talk about what they actually convey in different scenes and scenarios. What's up, all you go fellow fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo of StyleArchitects.com, and welcome to A Dressing Room. If this is your first time here, welcome. Here on this channel, I invite you to step inside of yourself, to try some of these different concepts on, to see how they fit you. And if they fit you well, I guarantee you that you are going to step out forever transformed and with a signature style. Listen, I believe that every man has a story, and that story soon becomes history, or his story, and it all begins with our statements in style. And that's actually what we're going to talk about today. We're going to continue to build on the conversations that we've been having about your stories and your statements in style. And I'm going to show you how all these different types of things can come together. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified each and every time I drop new content, which will be once a week. All right, if you've been rocking with me for a little while, then you know that we always talk about your consciousness, construction, and ultimately the communication or connection that you want to have. And this is why it's important for you to have those staple pieces. But before we start talking about the 10 essential pieces that you need, let's talk about having that one go-to piece, that one staple piece. Now, I am going to recommend that that one essential or staple piece be a jacket, and that it be a jacket that you could wear in the fall, winter, or spring or summer. For me, it is this burgundy blazer. Now, I did talk about the blazer and what if it could communicate one thing in a previous video. Make sure you check that one out. But today I wanted to give you some actual real world examples of how I would put this piece together. And we're going to talk about what these things are going to convey in different scenes. If I'm in business, or if I'm hanging out, or if I'm interacting with friends, or if I'm out on a date, how I can put these things together, and specifically for the fall. So you may see this blazer come back out again for the spring and summer. So when it comes to my personal expression and my personal style, I always like to have a look that is going to be sensual, charming, and engaging, right? So what I mean by that briefly is I want somebody to feel me. If it is a member of the opposite sex and the young lady is interacting with me, I enjoy her wanting to feel the fabric, wanting to be close to see all the detailing that I'm providing. And the charm there is once you get over that initial interaction, it kind of fades to the background because it's not trying to be loud or boisterous or trying to convey, all this extra attention to myself. And if you can do that, if I can create all that, then it will allow me to connect with people. So just consider what you want to actually express when you are putting your look together. So over the last 10 years of me really discovering this process, I've been able to help hundreds of guys not only be more confident, but to actually save money, save time, and save energy by rethinking and reprocessing how they are going to put together their presentation. See, when you have a consistent look, or you have a consistent piece in this case, what you'll find is that because you are clear about what it is that you want to say, you can buy concise pieces that will ultimately create a level of competence and therefore confidence. There's nothing better than having a piece that you can rock 10 different ways and throwing it on, knowing that it looks good, not having to sit there and try to adjust because you're uncomfortable or because you're insecure about what your image is actually conveying. When you do step out, or when you do need to make a statement, or you do need to make an impact, this is a great way to make sure that you do so, because you know how you're going to show up in any given scenario. All right, so I've made you wait long enough. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, let's set the scene. So I'm going to something a little bit more formal. Now, it's not black tie or black tie optional, but it is something that's going to be more dressed up. And I know that my personality is not over the top or extremely eccentric, but I do like to stand out. Well, in this case, what I would probably wear is my blazer first, right? We're going to start out with the blazer. I would throw on this fedora or one of my other brown fedoras, a beautiful white shirt, and a solid tie, much like this one, or one of my other solid ties that I have. Then I would pair that with my gray flannel trousers, especially for the fall, and then my monk strap shoes. So as you can see, the look would be much more dressed up. It would be much more well put together. And if I am so inclined at some point in the evening, loosen the tie and then have a totally different type of look, or if we're going to a club or something else like that, I have that option. Not to mention, if I wanted to dress it up a little bit more, then I could add a bow tie instead of this tie and get a great look out of it as well. And leave me a comment in the comment box below telling me what 3 things you would want to convey when it comes to your own personal look. So hopefully we can build together. All right, so the next scene would be something casually elegant. Let's say I'm hanging out with my homies, or I'm gonna take a young lady out on a date. My goal is to be moody. I want to create a mood, a vibe, right? Some energy. And so I'm going to make sure that is conveyed. So we're going to start out with my blazer. I'm then going to pair that with a tonal turtleneck for me, especially for the fall, that I can, accessorize maybe with a scarf if I wanted to, or just keep things very clean and very tonal with the look. And then I will also pair that with some moleskin trousers. So I have these beautiful like greenish moleskin trousers, and then I'll throw on a pair of my Chelsea boots. And then I'll top it off with my newsboy. And that conveys a certain level of casualness and relaxation, but it's still going to reflect my desire to be sensual, to be sophisticated, to be refined in that level as well. All right, so the next scenario may be a casual Friday or maybe a brunch, right? So I'm not going to be as moody, but I still want to convey the sensuality and the smoothness that I was talking to you about before. So what I would probably wear is my blazer. I then would pair that with a V-neck sweater. For me, it would probably be a Fair Isle sweater. And if you don't know what a Fair Isle sweater is, leave me some comments below and let me know if you want me to talk to you about that. And we'll talk about what it conveys, what it means, and how to wear that in a future video. And then I would pair that with a pair of cord jeans. So they would be corduroys, but still would have the jean cut, giving me a casual feel. Pair that with a pair of my loafers. For me, it would probably be kill tie loafers, because I love those. If you don't know what kill ties are, stay tuned. And lastly, I would top that off with one of my berets. Now, in that situation, it's going to be something casual, but still something that is going to be a connective piece. It's going to create that conversation, interest in that space. And so I'll still be conveying what I wanted to with that ensemble. Now, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, I want you to put 100 in the comments below and let me know which outfit you're liking the best. So the last look would be for a casual scene, right? We're going to a kickback. I'm going to be hanging out with some friends at a house party, and we're not really doing too much. But there's a possibility that we may need to move around afterwards. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to start out with the blazer, throw on a nice pop over, pair that with a pair of my favorite jeans. Yes, I got a few jeans, they're just not denim, and a pair of sneakers. I got sneakers too. So in that space, then I would finish it off with a nice scully, or a beanie that would still keep me warm for the fall, but would also have casual airs. And the reason why I love that look is because if I do need to dress it down, like if I go in and I'm seeing that everybody is super, super casual, I can simply take off my blazer. It would be my essential piece, but I could put it to the side, and if we're stepping back out afterwards, I can easily throw it on. But not to mention, if we're in that space, I'm still seeking to express that level of sophistication, of charm, of whimsy, something that's going to be elevated and that will create a certain level of connection without being too pretentious in that space. All right, so those are my 4 looks, but I want you to try this on for yourself and see how it fits you. Now, this is what I would wear. I'm a more tailored type of guy, and I know that you're probably a more tailored type of guy if you're on this channel. And I want you to challenge yourself. If you already have a essential piece, that go-to piece that you love and that you go to and that you could wear in the fall and winter season, specifically for this conversation, then I want you to wear it for the next week. Hell, it's not like we got to dress up for work anyway. Well, you don't. I still have to. but you'll be able to see how all of these different types of looks work together. And remember, the clearer you are and the more concise your look in your closet is, the more competent you'll be in each and every ensemble and each and every expression for the scenes that you're in, and the more confident you will always show up as. And we all know that people enjoy being around competent, confident men. So I want that for you. And if you are having some issues or challenges trying to figure out what your essential piece is, then you need to give yourself an SOS. That's right, you need to go get my SOS guide, the Style of Self guide, which will be a quick breakdown of the things that you should be thinking about when it comes to constructing your wardrobe. And if you're really trying to expedite your personal expression to make sure that people are seeing the very best of who you are, then we should work together. And you should schedule your snapshot of style session, which will allow us to see if we are a good fit as I help you develop your signature life and style. Now, if it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. I just want you to try it on. You can leave it right here and just come back next week. Outside of that, be great today. But then again, you already are. So now all you have to do is step out of the dressing room and show out in style. And above all, don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you, yes, you should always dress to express. I'll see you next time. Peace.